Bourbon Barkeep, my name's Curtis, and to be honest, probably my favorite release of the year. Just the Jack Daniels age stated line. Previous batches, they've checked just about every box at this point. The value, extreme, experience, elite, let's be honest. But we got new batches. Everybody, fingers crossed. Let's see, can it hold a candle to Jack Daniels 12 previous batch? Batch 4 of the Jack Daniels 12-year struck out in 14. I don't know if Kansas City just didn't see it, or I was lied to. I don't know. We shall see. But beggars cannot be choosers, and I feel like this is a great consolation prize, typically. Let's put it that way. We don't know yet, but we have high hopes. Batch 4, still your 12-year age stated, 107 proof, same as previous years. I did do batch 3 last year. Will I pour it again this year? Yes, I will. Because why wouldn't you do that at this point? But compared it to batch 1, which was a pretty elite batch, and it was a little better. So a little nervous, but a lot of anticipation coming with this guy. $100, 12-year. Come on, what are we doing? So let's get this poured up. Taste this thing. We hit the specs. We are now poured up. Everything else is on you, I guess. I mean, like, subscribe. Now back to me. Good pass. Cheers. God. Yeah. I don't even know where to begin. Rich, dense, luxurious at this point. Good chocolate, great brown sugar, a little maple in there. You just kind of spin those things together. I don't know what recipe calls for maple and brown sugar. Maybe I should, but this recipe seems to be working out just nicely. The amount of barrel influence that I get on Jack Daniels barrel proof, even their barrel proof rye, especially the 12-year at this point, it's just so good. I don't know how they do it to not sit there and go over oaked or just the right amount of smoke, little barrel char. But that barrel influence is top notch on this nose, at least. Like a nice dark chocolate, because that barrel influence brings you a little smoke in there. So I'm going a little dark chocolate. But man, there's like a crazy amount of fruit, which I can't fully remember all the batches at this point. Not shocking, since I don't really remember what happened last week. But, oh well. Ton of berries. And if you've watched any of like the Booker's episodes, you start throwing a little dark fruit in there. Some berry action, a little berry compote. Yes, please. Oh man, I love it. That could be one of the best whiskey noses. I'll hear you on Russell's 15, maybe even the single Rick House. This nose is everything I want my whiskey to be fair. So let's get on the palate. Will we be let down? And the nose is just a candle that you burn, and hopefully you don't drink the candle. Maybe your kid does. Cheers. Yeah. Dear Father. Okay. Yeah, that's delightful. Okay. Nose definitely leads into the palate. You got this great maple, brown sugar, ton of vanilla. That vanilla extract does bring forward. Mouth is watering like crazy, and I'm here for it. That's super hard to talk with it. But those dark berries pull forward. Black cherry, a little blackberry, blueberry in there. Any other berries? Probably not, but man, that's good. There is kind of like this nice, almost like toasted honey graham cracker in there. Like for whatever reason, you try to explain doing a s'more to your child, and they just held the graham cracker over the fire, and you're like, oh no. Short bus time. Love it. As it kind of hangs on the palate, which at 107 proof, I didn't really anticipate it lasting this long. As it kind of develops, you do start going into this great tobacco and leather. And yeah, pretty pumped for it. That was sip 1. Let's give the bottle a fair review, do sip 2. Maybe we'll go all the way to sip 5 this episode. We shall see. The balance on this pour is absurd. I mean, you have these great, sweet, dense flavors, and you have these great earthy flavors mixed in with that oak barrel influence that just completely balance each other out. It doesn't go too sweet. It doesn't go too earthy on me. It is just delicious. It almost has like, the viscosity is like almost sticky. I know that sounds alarming, but it clings to the palate when you're starting to talk about some of the elite pours out on the market. What is the experience like? And this crushes it. I'm a little surprised. Typically, the experience, it's not that 107 or 100 proof bottle can't have a great experience. This one, it punches above it. And I don't think it's punching too far above 107, but in terms of what it does to the palate and the explosion of full flavor on the roof of my palate to the cheeks, the face ones, you're excited about it. Maybe the bottom ones too, now that I'm kind of thinking about that as well. I am going to go back for a sip 3, then we're going to pour last year's batch and see which one should we be chasing on the secondary, because I understand the hunt is difficult on these guys. So sip 3, see if anything else pops out, and let's compare. Even on sip 3, just barely hint of kind of just rye tingle, just lets you know it's there. Little cinnamon, but ultimately I do think it's kind of just that rye tingle that just kind of pops just a little bit at the end there. That graham cracker, it's still there, pretty here for it. If you are familiar with Jack Daniels, they do sometimes have that banana note. If I didn't know this was Jack, I don't think I would be getting any banana. Maybe just kind of that barely tingle in the back, maybe like a runts banana. But overall, it's pretty hidden back there. You're just getting this magnificent, sweet, earthy, oaky pour, and I am here for it. Now, batch 3, waiting in the wings, saying, are you going to say good stuff about me? Let's figure out, did they get even better? Or do we just have a great pour in front of us? That's allowed too. All right, we got batch 3 over here, unengraved Glencairn, newest batch 4, engraved Glencairn. You get the spotlight. I'm not going to deep dive into batch 3. I think ultimately we want to know, is it better? Is it equal? Did it get worse? And boy, if it got worse, I forgot how good batch 3 was. So going back through our Jack Daniels 12-year history, if you will, we got batch 1, lit the world on fire, especially the 12-year. Batch 2, little decline. Batch 3, roaring back. So pretty excited to revisit this guy. Let's see, equal, better. We're still in love with everybody. A lot more oak presence, a little more milk chocolate on here. Still great brown sugar, vanilla. Wanted to spend some time with it since I hadn't cracked it in a bit, but ultimately this one coming through with a little more creme brulee, maybe like a good vanilla custard, that toasted sugar really ramping up. That caramel is kind of bringing me into butterscotch too. Vastly different noses, actually. A little more brighter, sweeter over here. This one going a little darker, a little more brooding, if you will. So let's do batch 3 on the palate. Ooh, yeah, the creme brulee that pulls forward. Much brighter, for lack of a better word, when you're at least comparing the two. That vanilla is very good. Butterscotch still kind of in there. Still great oak presence. I do feel like maybe that barrel influence, that barrel char, is a little heavier on batch 4. But overall, pretty similar experience. I just think the vanilla is very ramped up. Let's bounce back to batch 4 real quick. Incredible. We're splitting hairs at this point. I think I'm going to lean batch 4. I think that dark richness, speaks to me just a little bit more. Takes absolutely nothing away from batch 3. I'm pretty sure this was in the 90s last year. Won, I believe, Whiskey of the Year. I don't know. Man, it's been 4 months already. Wild. But this one, much more vanilla heavy, sweet in a great way. That oak still rounds it out. Good baking spice. This one just seems to be just like it's going through a little more life, like puberty at this point. I don't know what that means, but it feels right when you taste it. But yeah. Well, we got a score. That's where we're at this point. We got our categories. Where does this fall into the buckets? And I can promise you, you can pretty much read only the top couple lines of this one. Probably gonna fit squarely into this is my jam. Batch 3, phenomenal, great brightness, great richness and sweetness, but man, batch 4, what they bring with these berries and leather, tobacco, and brown sugar, unbelievable. This is going to be 93. I absolutely love it. The almost unfair part when it comes to these Jack Daniel's age-stated lines is actually the bang for the buck, which is absurd. At $100, it hits specs that you look for. Punches above the specs, if you will. If you're still on $10 a year, which probably now with inflation, maybe it's 12. Ultimately, it checks those boxes, punches above that $100 price range in terms of experience, palate, proof, age. It hits almost everything at this point. If you told me that bottle, if I walked into a liquor store, if I had one or if I didn't have one, and that was sitting on the shelf for $200, yes. I understand, whiskey guy out there that's like, I can't. Okay, great. I hope I'm behind you in line because I'm going to pick it up and just look at you and be like, I don't get it. Certain pours, certain bottles, they just punch at triple digits. I almost said double. I was like, there's a word I'm missing. Triple digits. So bang for the buck. I'm willing to go $100 more. Yes, I am. I'm just going to go 87 for bang for your buck. It's an elite pour. It's an elite experience. It's everything that I would personally like in a whiskey. If you don't lean into just a little complexity, you need a little more sweetness on your side. Completely understand. Maybe batch 3 starts to fall in price on secondary and you can snag it again. Good for you. This checks a ton of my boxes. And I can't believe that batch 1 was beat by batch 3, and I cannot believe that batch 4 beat batch 3. I wish it didn't, kind of, but I'm happy I own it, and it did. So, good luck out there.